Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Java, a coding architect with over 14 years of experience in software development. I have worked with many several global MNCs on a complex product development projects, building solution using Python, Java and React and more. These days I am diving into AI, focusing on the generative AI, machine learning and large language models. Through this channel, I am aim to share the real-world hands-on tutorials that blend traditional coding with the power of AI. Let's begin. Today topic is AI replacing software engineers, Copilot versus human API building that I have taken with Python, FastAPI and MySQL tutorial. As you can see on the screen, I have taken the MySQL database from the official MySQL table, like it has given the employee the schema, which contains department table, employee table and department and employee and salary. Different table options it has given, as I have highlighted departments and department managers. So there are many options it has given, so you can go through the highlighted site and you can download the website. And also you can download, there is a GitHub link which I have highlighted. If you click on that one, there is a zip file, you can download it and import the data. So now let's copy these table structures and go to the MySQL database. So here I have already created employees, like all the tables I have taken. So if you see, data is also there, around 3 lakh employees data it is present in this, and the mappings and all it is present. So it's a well structured database which we can use it for developing the API in this. Currently what I am trying to showcase is how we well utilize this Copilot and derive the APIs, develop the APIs within short, like within 15 minutes we can develop any kind of API. First I have given what is the FastAPI, how we can use it and how we can connect to the MySQL database, and it has given different libraries and generated the code and everything. So now I am creating the DB connection. I just copy pasting, I am not writing any new code, I am just copy pasting whatever the code that is generated by the GitHub Copilot. I have created the DB connection and now I am creating the main file. So here you can see I just copied the content and pasting it here. So now once we see the requirements, FastAPI, PyMySQL, UVCon to start the server for the FastAPI, MySQL connector Python to connect to the database, and the cryptography is for optional one for the FastAPI for security purpose. As you can see, if there is any one import is missing, we just import it. This is the only line I am trying to write here. Rest all is generated by the GitHub Copilot itself. Okay, so the first one is get employee data by employee number. The API is ready, and also DB connection we can see, like it is getting from the actual DB connection file. So the complete code, have you seen that even when we start writing manually, it was taking huge amount of time. When we see this approach, like on the GitHub Copilot I asked, it takes only less than 1 minute, less than 1 minute, because it's need a manual intervention to copy paste. Otherwise the generation takes less than 30 seconds itself. So now I am starting the server. The command is UVCon, and then the file name colon the app name, and then hyphen reload will reload whenever we make some changes in the file. It will automatically reload. We need not to stop and start the server. That's why hyphen reload is used. Now you can see that the employee get API. If I pass the employee number, it will show. So here is the employee database table. You can see there are a couple of employees you can see in the screen. Now let's bring the browser, because I started the server. I hit employee with get me who is 10,001, 10,002, like employees data, different data we are getting. So we can also print this one, pretty print, like it appears as a JSON. So this is the one. This is the first API. Within fraction of less than 30 seconds we develop this API using the GitHub Copilot. Now the complexity will be increased when we keep on moving it. Not only in the chart, we can also give the instruction here itself in the file. So now I will say that let's retrieve all the employee details from the database. So this is I am giving the prompt within the my Python script itself in the coding. I am not writing that in the chart. When we do this one, it will allow to directly write the code in the main script itself. It started with first line, okay, get all employees, then complete code it has given. When you see that one, it is having the query, it is having the cursor, all the required information it contains. Even we can optimize by giving more prompts to that one. Now let's say let's retrieve all the employees, because -- reload, that reloads whatever the changes we made. If you see that it's loading, because it's around 300,000 employees are there in this database, that's how it's quickly loaded that one. So now if you see the count, how many employees are there, why it took couple of seconds, like if you see the count, you see more than 3 lakhs records in this database. That's why it takes some time to retrieve all the data, but still it is downloaded all the data within the same JSON structure format. For example, here we are only seeing the 3 attributes, but we want to see many. So let's see how we can do it using GitHub Copilot. Otherwise, how we are doing, if it is manually we are writing the code, but here let's see how we can do it using the GitHub Copilot, change that option. Okay, so now I am just writing that prompt, because I want to, this is the another option. When we select the complete code, I am asking Copilot also fetch the gender and hire date information, because those two are extra present in the database for the employee database. So we are fetching that one. So now it is given the query, it's given the query. So I am just copy pasting that query. It is saying, like, if there is a mapper in Java, it will give the mapper also. Here just the query we need to change. I am changing that query for all the employees, and also I am changing that query when we get the employee by a number. So now we can go back and see that when we pass this query, when we execute this API, when we pass the employee number, we will get extra 2 attributes, that is the gender as well as the hire date of the employee. See, it is reloaded. Once I save the file, it will automatically reload. That is the feature of the unicorn, and that's the beauty. So now here I am changing employee APIs again. So now if you see that one, gender is also coming, and hire date is also, hire date of the employee is also coming. So see, these modifications, sometimes we estimate, okay, I need 1 day, 2 days, 3 days to do this one and all. But when it comes to GitHub Copilot, less than 5 seconds, less than 10 seconds, you are able to achieve that one. Okay, so now you see that I have given prompt for getting the department wise. Like if you see that one, it is generated, get all the employees by department, either department number or the department name. So both query parameter option it has provided, and less than 5 seconds it is generated. I just copied that code and pasting into mine. Save this file, and your API ready to launch. Okay, so now it is showing department number and department name. Those are all put optional, because any one we can pass, and the DP connection is the dependency. Now we go to the browser, and we will see, we will copy that employee by department endpoint URL, and here dynamically it adds the condition. If it is department number present, pick the department number in the where condition, otherwise pick the department name in the where condition. So copy this endpoint details, we go to the browser. So replace the endpoint as given in the our FastAPI. So now I can pass the either department number. See here, if I pass the department number, I will get all the employees who belongs to this department. I can also pass the department name as well. For that also I will get the same data, because that API is the API like we can pass the query parameter as the department name as well as the department number. Okay, so now that is the one. Let's see another one. Now we can say that once it is done, let's get all the managers, just only the managers based on the department. Okay, let's get only the managers details of a particular department, so that this I'm giving this prompt. so that the Copilot will generate this code and give it to us. Otherwise we have to write the function, I have to write the query, I have to write all the required conditions, and in case of error I need to throw in HTTP exceptions like HTTP status code, different HTTP status code. So like we are now retrieving the same thing like managers by department. Now also we can pass the department number and the department name, like this the result, it will be responding back to us. Let's go there and see what is the main condition. So here department managers by department, and department number string, and department name is also string. So here replace the endpoint, and then so the same department 009, we can pass the same department number. So these are all the managers. Since the company established, if you see that it will give the history of the managers and the department, even the start date and end date of the manager role also it will give. So now let's see the titles. Like there is another table which contains the titles of the employees, like whether it's a software engineer, senior software engineer, staff, manager, different one. Now our task is to retrieve all this information. Like our complexity is increasing. Earlier we are picking directly from the table, like whichever the table responsible, that is simple get we started. Then we combine the employee and department table. Now we are going one thing ahead, that we are also combining titles, departments and employees data. So now we are asking create an endpoint and retrieve the employee details based on the title and department details. Okay, so let's the prompt complete. Once this is done, let's see how quickly this API will be getting generated based on the from a particular department based on the employee title. Okay, so employee number and department. So once we given that one, it will generate I have given retrieve the employee based on the employee number and department. See, when we give the employee number and department, we always get only one employee, right? So employee number and department, we always get only one employee. So instead of that one, we can also say that instead of department employee number, we can also say that in that department how many software engineers are there, how many managers are there, that information also we can retrieve. So now we will retrieve, when I say retrieve as is, when we retrieve it will show let's change the employee number. So now here you can see that employee number we need to pass and department number we can pass, either of them. When you pass employee number, that employee history will be given in that particular employee. If 1001 is there, it will show, otherwise no employee found. That's totally fine. I will find another one, like let's in that department, if any another I can consider 10. So I found an employee in that department. When we see that one, he joined on some date 1991. Is initially as a if you see in the department name date, he worked 2 times, like he is promoted, and you can see 2 entries for the same employee. Okay, this is historical of the same employees we will get when we give that department and ID. So now instead of that one, we want to change, we want to tell, we already set the context to the GitHub Copilot. I am just talking like an instead of employee number, use the title. So this is just like a normal English, it will understand because the context of the database, the context of the previous queries, the APIs, it is already set. Instead of employee number, just pass the department number and the title. So it will understand title is there in the title table, and it will quickly generates that API and give it to us. So let me copy this one and make the previous one as old, and I will add this one in the bottom of that API. Once it is added, save, it will reload it. Okay, So now department and title it is considering. The previous API making it as old API. So now both the APIs are there. I can pass now department number as well as the here mandatory. It's not like an optional. Both are mandatory, department number and like title. So I am passing in the 009 department. Consider all the senior engineers. So it will fetch all the senior engineers. Okay. So now this examples gives an indication that in the database, whichever the table, once the Copilot understood the structure of the database, initially only I trained it, I passed my complete queries, how the tables are created, and now based on that I am asking to create the APIs. In this API we have combined many, like I combined more than three tables like department, employee table and title table, so that this Copilot understand and generate the query, combines the query and generates the endpoint. Okay, all this is happening less than 10 minutes. There are more than 4 to 5 APIs we have generated. Okay, so now let's go with the other tables like department, employee and titles we combined. So again, if there is any other APIs needs to be developed, we can say that. Final, like this the final endpoint, fetch the employee with the salary for the particular department and the title. Based on that, for the given department and for the given title, fetch the salary details of that employee. Currently salary details is not coming in the response. Now it generated another new API. In this API, employees and fetching the salary information, department number is mandatory and title is mandatory. So now same thing we can say, just change the endpoint details. So now when we pretty JSON view this one, you will see the salary also. Then you can see that the human resource team, the managers and all getting that much amount of here. Now role is there, title is there, salary is there. If you see marketing team getting more salary. So these things, this is the another API endpoint we are exposing, which has developed just in less than 30 seconds to 1 minute time. Okay, so like this we have developed many APIs. If you see this, all the chart history, like all the context what we have used, this in less than 15 minutes we are able to develop more than 5 to 10 APIs. And all are working APIs, like production ready APIs, and the code as you see in that it is structured, well defined and organized as well. All the endpoints, like each prompt I am highlighting and showing for your reference. So this is the kind of powerfulness we can see from the GitHub Copilot. Yes, we can also say that it's an AI agent, where there can be many AI models are available today to develop this API, like a Cursor, Lovable and many other things, because we use extensively GitHub Copilot and these IDEs we integrated here itself, and we are able to develop this one. Okay, so now finally let's say this is the DB connection file. As you can see that I am connecting to my local host, the MySQL database, and this the complete file which we used, and requirement.txt file I have shown. Very simple project. I have also added .sql file which we can import directly into the MySQL database as well. Now let's see the API specification. The FastAPI, the beauty of the FastAPI is when we give the it generates the doc like OpenAPI specification. When you put docs in the endpoint, see these are all the around 10 APIs we generated in less than 15 minutes, and these are all working one, including post, put, delete, any APIs we can generate, different titles. Even when we say that old API, that is also there. We can try directly in the Swagger itself. For example, if it is something we need to pass extra parameter, you can directly come here and hit that API. You see that all the managers data with the title, salary, everything you are able to see here. Okay, so we can download this JSON and you can see the what is the JSON structure as well. If you want to share it to somebody you can share this JSON structure so that they can consume. If we are working with a different interfacing team as an ICD we need to attach, we can quickly generate. If you pass this information as a normal text also, if you ask for the GitHub Copilot to generate, it will generate this one. Okay, so it's more powerful. And why we are saying is AI is replacing the employees. It's a beginning, it's not completely we can say that it will replace. Thank you all for watching this video. In the next topic we will see why AI cannot replace all software engineers, but it will replace many. Okay, so we need to adopt the new changes, we need to adopt for the new AI technologies, so that in the upcoming session we will be talking about why AI can't replace all the software engineers. The hint is, it's not just like I need to set up the project, I need to see how this code reusability we can use, how code functionalities we can adapt,